Hi, welcome back to Reiki Rocks and Reflections. I'm your host, Lani Woo. I am so excited today. We have a special guest with us today. Her name is Kayla Gibbs. She's here upon special request. I wanted to also share with you today one of my new offerings. You know, we talk everything Reiki and crystals here on this podcast. So I wanted to share with you first something that both Kay and I came up with. She gifted the idea to me. We'll talk more about that in a second, but I wanted her to come on just to share with us her experience. I also want to thank you so much for being my guinea pig during this process. Just a little bit about Kayla. Do you prefer Kayla or Kay?
Kayla's fine.
Kayla. Okay. Kayla is awesome. She has her own consulting business and she also edits all of our videos for Awakening Airwaves. And she also has her own podcast with Rodslyn called Seek and Surrender. It's awesome. It is awesome. Please tune in to her podcast. All the podcasts on Awakening Airwaves are great, but just a little bit about Kayla's podcast. They explore energy and spirituality and personal growth without pretending to have it all. To know it all and have it all figured out, which I know is big because a lot of people pretend. So it's great to find a platform where there's no pretending and it's just authentic and genuine. So they'll be sharing on their podcast the things that they learn, the things that they're questioning, and also inviting everyone else to come in and laugh and tune into their vibe. So I encourage you to check them out. Welcome again, Kayla.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes. So I would just want to tell a little bit about the story about
Mhm.
how the Reiki Rocks box came to be. We have been talking and a little bit throughout the whole like group thing because we talk and share stories, the different podcast hosts and things like that. And I look out for your messages because I'm like, what did I do? Did I do something? Wait, is something due? Like so. I remember it was a Sunday afternoon. Because when I got the message, I was like, is anything due? I'm looking at my calendar. But that's a good thing. You keep us all on track. That's a good thing. So I was like, no, there's nothing due. So when I saw the message, I was so pleasantly surprised. She actually had an idea that I could offer here to you all, a Reiki Rocks box with personalized crystals that would help whoever it would be designed for in their personal lives. And I just loved it. And I was so grateful to her for the idea. I don't know if that came transferred through, but I was like, could you feel the excitement?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I definitely wanted to make her a part of the process, since she was already such a part of the process. And she graciously accepted because I was like, I want to make you a box, you know? So she graciously accepted, and we started this process together with me creating a Reiki Rocks box for her. And so I was like, come on to the podcast and share your experience, how you felt. And I'm so excited because I can't wait to see and hear how she felt about certain things. So we wanted to share this with you all. And so I'll have some questions for her as far as her experience. She has some questions for me as far as crystals. I don't know what she's asking me, guys, but I agreed to be surprised. So it should be very interesting. Um, Anything jump out? Anything that you want to add to the story, Kayla?
Um, yeah, so the idea, so I know you're like a crystal expert and you share a lot of cool, fun things with crystals and you also do Reiki. Um, so I had the idea like, it would be cool to create something personal because it's hard thing picking crystals and knowing like which resonate with you and which are going to support you and what you have going on. So for you to be this expert, it's like that's something I feel like people would love to have the opportunity to do with you. So
Yeah.
I just like thought of the idea, and
Yeah.
then I've been
That's great.
having a fun time with
Yeah.
this Reiki Rocks box.
Awesome. I
Mhm.
really enjoyed the whole process of creating it for you because personally, it gave me a chance to really get to know you. I think on maybe some levels I wouldn't have before, maybe this process. So I enjoyed that. And then also, I love everything crystals, but looking at them from a different perspective, from the things that you shared with me and how they could support you was very enjoyable. And
Mhm.
I tried to like put a hand in everything as far as crafting it, like my sloppy handwriting. I just wanted you to get that feeling that it was cultivated just for you by my hands.
Mhm.
So yeah. um, I want to ask you, what was your initial feeling when I know you were expecting the box because I kept telling you,
Mhm.
it's coming. But when you
Mhm.
initially received it, what was your initial response?
My initial response was like, wow, this is a lot. Like I've never even went to the store and bought this many crystals at once ever. Like I'm usually like a
Yeah.
one and done or buy a bracelet. So at first I was like, this is like a lot to work with. And I was so overwhelmed
Hmm.
and happy.
Yeah.
There was so much to look at, and like I had like 5 voice notes from you for instructions of like how to open it. But once I started listening to your first voice note, which was meant to
Yeah.
kind of listen to in the background while I'm opening it, it was really helpful
Hmm.
because it was hard for me to focus. I was like a little kid, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that kind of gave me some guidance of like what to do. Like, so I'll show you here.
Okay.
She had these little note cards for each crystal, and in it, it tells you the crystal properties and then a personalized mantra and a beautiful Reiki symbol on the back. And she kind of told me how to kind of say hello to each crystal and familiarize myself with the crystal and also introduce myself to the crystal, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, and that was a fun process. But the part in that process that stood out to me the most was setting an intention for each crystal.
Mhm.
So setting an
Yes.
intention of like, okay, so this is going to be my crystal for when I have creative blocks. This is going to be my crystal when maybe I'm feeling a little low energy. And it's just like I've never
Mhm.
done that with any of my crystals. And in
Yeah.
doing that, it felt so personal, like I had a little tribe or army of support with these little crystals
Yes.
for very specific aspects of my life.
Yeah.
And it wasn't random either. So I know we met up before you picked all of the crystals, and we had a kind of like a consultation where you asked really thoughtful questions, and just kind of got to know what was going on in my life. And then when I got the
Mhm.
crystals and learned about all of this and put the intentions in, like, I was like, wow, like the possibilities are endless, like with the grids and with the different like things you can do and how they can support you, and how not only
Yeah.
that can they support you but support each other. Like
Mhm.
this is a whole cool world that I'm
Yeah.
like kind of diving into, and it's a lot of
Yeah.
fun. So those were
Yeah.
my initial kind of thoughts and feelings
Yeah.
when I first opened it.
I love that. I love
Mhm.
everything about that. I'm like, don't interrupt. Don't interrupt. I love all of that.
Mhm.
Everything. Okay, let me slow down so I can all the things that I was thinking while you were sharing. I know at first I was like, when you were talking about you were overwhelmed, but I even love that because you were
Mhm.
overwhelmed with excitement. Like you didn't know
Yeah.
which to touch first, which I love
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
And they are your personal army. They're your personal arsenal of crystals
Yeah.
just for you. And I love the fact that you really found the value in connecting with each one of them. Um, and recognizing that frequency that you share with them so that you can call on that when you need them. I think is that's the point, right?
Yeah.
So I love that you found value in that and you found that that was useful. Yeah, and the personalized mantras and things like that. They're all like layers of intention for us to use the crystals with. So I'm so happy about that. And even the crystal, sorry, the Reiki grid, not the Reiki grid, the Reiki symbol on the
Mhm.
back. is backwards, but that's purposeful too, because when we were talking, and I'm not going to tell everything that we talked about, but we were talking and we shared that like sometimes we're always and it's kind of hard
Yeah.
to kind of bring ourselves down. So I
Mhm.
did that with the intention that when you're working with the crystals and your cards, you kind of you're slowing yourself down so that you're able to kind of like absorb and really be in that moment with the crystal or whatever you're doing with the crystal. But yeah, oh my God, I'm so excited. It makes me so happy. Um, that the intention that I meant was honored, and that is what is coming into fruition. So I love that. Okay. So now, do you have like was there one crystal that you were drawn to in particular?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't remember what it's called though. I
Okay.
should have grabbed the card. But you'll probably know once I tell you the properties of
Hmm.
it. So after I did all that, a couple days went by, and then I was like, okay, I want to like say hello again to these crystals, you know.
Yeah.
So I listened to the voice note about the grids, and I created well, before I created the grid, I'll give you some backstory. So I had just finished like a 3 day stretch of like work,
Mm.
and I was just cranking like project after
Yeah.
project because I wanted to have like a 4 day weekend, to be honest. So for
Hmm.
3 days straight, I was cranking out all this stuff. And then as soon as I was done, I didn't feel that sense of relief that I thought I would.
Hmm.
It was 2 p.m. and I was like, okay, I'm done with the day. My weekend could technically start now. But I was like, I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I don't have anything to do. Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And like, I all of a sudden, like, I felt super overwhelmed and like by freedom, you know, like
Yeah.
who feels like that for being free? But I do, you know, like I need something to do. So I was like, okay, I need to ground, you know, maybe
Hmm.
these crystals can help me in this moment. So the crystal that I put in the middle of the grid it's the little brown one that's for grounding, mental clarity.
Yeah. I love
And
that one too.
wait, what is it?
It
It
just
starts with
dropped
an
out of my
A.
head. It does. Aragonite.
Yes,
Aragonite.
aragonite.
I love
So
it. Yeah.
that crystal I put in the middle of the grid, and
Hmm.
then I kind of it's funny because I took a photo of the grid and I'll place it in here.
Yeah.
But all the crystals, I don't know them by name yet, so I put them all under the cards.
Oh,
So there's a
yeah,
bunch
I
of
love it.
cards under the grids. Um, I put that one in the middle, and then I put
Hmm.
all of the rest around in a certain way. And then that one, my intention was just
Hmm.
to kind of give me support, help me ground, and help me kind of enjoy not having to be a busybody, you know. And
Yeah.
and then I was like, I made the grid, and then I was like, well, she didn't put any instructions on like what do you do after you make the grid? Like what are you supposed to do? Like it's not intuitive for me because I don't work in crystals
Hmm.
this way. And I was like,
Hmm.
well, I guess maybe you're supposed to meditate. So I just like I don't know. I
Yeah.
sat there
Yeah.
in front of the grid and I meditated just with the grid there in front of me. And it was nice. I felt very grounded. And then, but I
Hmm.
still wanted to like move. I was still kind of antsy. So after the
Yeah.
meditation, I grabbed the stone, put some bracelets on, and I went for a 45-minute walk.
Nice.
And that was really, really nice. And I was like, I forgot how much, you know, I enjoy these walks, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
The
so
pyrite, I mean, not the pyrite, peridot, you put the peridot bracelet
I put
on?
the peridot bracelet on, and I also have a citrine bracelet. So I wore those
Right.
too.
Oh, nice.
And that was the best walk. And then after I
Yeah.
had a really chill day, I was able to relax. I didn't feel that like pressure in my head to like do something, you know.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah,
That
so it
is
was awesome.
awesome. Yeah.
Hmm.
Look, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take a page from your book. Um, I told you aragonite is so good. It
Yeah,
just
it's
eats up
awesome.
all of the stress, like all of the tension. It just eats it up and replaces it with like such a peaceful, calm energy.
Hmm.
So yeah, I love that. And I love the fact that you made that your focus stone and you put all because you want to set the scene for peace,
Right.
and
Hmm.
relaxation. So I love that. That's amazing. Oh, right. I love that. I'm glad you wore the bracelet. I was a little nervous about the bracelet because you had told me that like I don't really wear like you're not like me.
Hmm.
So I was like, kind of nervous, but I just felt like it belonged to you. I don't know.
Mhm.
So I was like, yeah, it did. It belongs to you.
One of
Okay.
my questions was like, it kind of blew my mind about setting an intention with your crystal. I don't know if that's what everybody does, like
Hmm.
I'd never have done that before. And I think
Yeah.
it's really powerful when you could set a specific intention for a specific crystal,
Hmm.
because I have crystals all over and I just assumed like, oh, this crystal, whatever the properties are, like that's what it's for. Like I didn't know you could like, not that there's any rules to this stuff,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
it was so like mind blowing. Like, oh, this
Yeah.
could be my grounding crystal, or this could be my manifestation crystal. This could be my creative blocks crystal. And it's like,
Hmm.
and I know you said something about sometimes our needs and intentions change. So
Yes.
can you speak more to that, like how
Yeah.
you would change like an intention
Hmm. Okay.
or outgrow
Um,
one?
yeah. I never thought about it until you said it. It's so funny. That's why communication and like community is so important because sometimes
Hmm.
things don't occur to you unless you hear them outside of yourself in another
Right.
voice. Because like when I first started out with crystals, that's how I started out with setting an intention. Like I went to the crystal
Mm.
store with an intention. I wanted
Oh
a
wow.
crystal that's going to help me. So that's how I kind of trained myself. And
Hmm.
so because that it was from the beginning that I did that, I always assumed again, assumptions that everyone is doing that, but they're
Yeah.
not.
No. Mm-mm.
So that just shows how like your experiences or what your current situation is can drive the
Mhm.
how you utilize the crystals and what you do. So I'll just tell you a little story about these are my first two crystals. It's
Oh
a
wow.
clear quartz and a black tourmaline. If you can see it. I don't know.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
And so I had a situation at my job where my boss is really nice, but he was like, he would emotionally dump, not intentionally, but he would emotionally dump in the morning. He would stop at my desk first and
Mhm.
tell me about whatever was going on. And then he would leave, but I would feel like cruddy after, heavy. And I didn't know how to deal with it. So I went to a crystal store and I asked the guy who was helping me, the sales guy, I told him my situation, and he said, "Oh, you need a clear quartz and a black tourmaline." And he was like, "I know just what you need." So he told me I needed a clear quartz point, and he said to point it at the tourmaline. And
Mm.
then he said, "Put the tourmaline somewhere where he is going to see it and be in like around it." So I did. I put it like in the corner of my desk where he could see it and whatever. And that first day, it worked. He came, he stopped, he talked, but he didn't like unload. And then he left
Mhm.
like maybe minutes after he stopped. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's when it clicked for me. I can do this with everything. So I
Yeah.
started to just do that.
Mhm.
So that's how I learned how the intention of it, how that makes a difference. Now, the second part of your question about how intentions can change. Um, yeah, okay. So, like with this, so after that, I didn't need it for that particular situation, but I still needed it. So I could still
Mhm.
kind of use it. Um, Maybe for something different, maybe not per se for him, but maybe for like a situation. Maybe there's an area, a room that I'm working in that has some negativity. I feel negative, or
Mhm.
I have negative thoughts, or I feel fearful, whatever, something negative, a negative emotion. And I can use this crystal combination to treat that as well, the same way I did with my boss. So it's still doing the same thing, but the intentions kind of shifted a little bit, changed a little bit. The
Mhm.
target changed a little bit, but it's still going to work. I don't know. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
So
Okay. Mhm.
my understanding is that your intention needs to kind of match the property that the crystals have, right? So I'm assuming those two crystals like maybe absorb heaviness or
Yes. Okay.
right.
Exactly. And
Mhm.
I would just switch it. The crystal that you're looking for should match your intention. Because if
Mm.
if that is what's driving you, your
Yeah.
intention. So the black tourmaline is known to kind of like eat up any type of negative emotion, stress, fear, um, jealousy, any type of negative emotion is going to eat up. Now, the clear quartz will amplify any other stone that it works with and
Yeah.
clear it. So that's what it was doing. So this was eating up the negativity that he was leaving, and this was clearing it and
Wow.
amplifying it so it can continue to work at full capacity. And and I think that ultimately this probably made him leave, like not
Yeah.
stay too long. Because if he
Hmm.
was overwhelmed with like frustration or whatever, that's going to repel it and make him leave or want to not stay in the
Right.
situation. Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
cool.
I know. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. And I can't believe that I still, do you know how many things I lose? But I still, and that's another thing I find when you connect with a crystal in the way that we're talking about with intention, it's a relationship. So,
Yeah.
and it's not one way. Like, I'm not
Hmm.
just talking to a cold rock. It's like it wants to work with you. It wants to be
Right.
with you and help you get those things that you want. So, what's connecting with it in the beginning, it's like y'all are making an agreement. Like,
Hmm.
I want all that money now. You gonna help me get all that money? Yeah. Okay. All right. Just making sure we're on the same page. And the same thing if your intentions change, like, I want that house now. It's a little different. It's still gonna cost some money, but I want a house
Hmm.
now instead of a big bag of money,
Right.
kind of
Hmm.
thing. Yeah. All right. You ready for your next question? This is fun. Um, I'm really loving. I love the fact that you put, because I was a little concerned too, folks, because I sent her package, but I didn't send her any pictures. So she had a little bit of a scavenger hunt. As a matter of fact, I think when I talked to you, I said, how's your scavenger hunt? Did you enjoy
Yeah.
it? So I made a little note about that. But I wanted to ask you, are you still working with the I just forgot the name again. Are you still working with this peace stone or are you working with another one currently?
So now I'm currently like that was good for that
Aragonite.
day. Yeah,
Okay.
the aragonite that was great for that day because that's what I needed in that moment.
Yeah.
And I kind of treat it like on a day-to-day basis. Like I'm not using
Okay.
them every day, but when I feel I need a little support, like
Mm-hmm.
I'll grab one and meditate with that. So
Yeah.
um I should have really took out the ones that I've been working with. The other one it's like the bluish one with the little specks in it.
Oh, like this one? K Sarah?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've been using that one. I've taken it with me a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for like support, like putting that intention. And then I like to
Mm-hmm.
hold on to my stones too.
Me
Like,
too. Yeah.
um, and I know mine was a little different. I had a Reiki Rocks bag, which is really cool.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah, I like to take them with me. So,
Yeah.
mhm,
Um, I like the K Sarah. K Sarah. Sarah.
mhm.
That's where the name comes back from, but it's also called lanulite, but I like K
Mm,
Sarah better.
yeah.
But I love the stone because to me it helps when I'm trying to figure out what direction to go or something
Mhm,
to do. Like, I'm not really sure what my next step is. I think this is great because it kind of like helps you organize your thoughts and your feelings and
mhm,
your emotions and kind of getting them all organized so you can say, okay, yeah, I really didn't like this. So why am I even giving thought to
mhm.
going this way? And so
Yeah.
that's what I love about it.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's a great stone.
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. I was like, your sunstone? You almost didn't get that because that was so gorgeous. It's
I'm holding it
so
now.
gorgeous. Yeah, see?
Mhm.
I was like, oh my God, it's so gorgeous. And I was like, I just had to get it. And I was like, when I got home, I said, this is for Kayla. I had to have a conversation with him. This is for Kayla. And I'm like,
That's so funny.
what? But I did get another soda light when I got your soda light for
Oh, that's
myself.
cool.
And
Yeah.
that's one of my favorites too. I'll just tell you
Mhm.
why. We're just chatting now. I love soda light because for me, it kind of makes a bridge between my mind and my when I say stuff like my throat chakra, because sometimes you
Hmm.
just say stuff and you're like, ooh, maybe
Yeah.
I should have let that stay in a little longer. But when I work with the soda light, it gives me that pause. It's like a
Hmm.
built-in pause, like, oh, let me not say that. Let me think about this some more. Let me sit on it. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Yeah, I'm glad I sat on it because I'm going to add this too, or I'm going to take this out of it because it's a little heated. That's why I like soda light, and it seems to calm you down too. So I like to use it when you're having a heated discussion, like when you're going into it, you know that is going to be heated, because it kind of definitely gives you clarity of thought and helps you pick your words
Yeah.
wisely. So yeah.
I think like there's no doubt in my mind that these work energetically like 100%. But if you do have doubts, like even logically, if you set an intention with something
Hmm.
and you're carrying it around or you can see it and be reminded of that intention, like you're going to be more aware of it. You're going to have more
Yeah.
awareness of that intention. So it's going to work
Yeah.
no matter how you think about it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
these are great fun stuff to get into.
It is. And I'm so glad that you are like finding it as an adventure, like a journey, because
Mhm.
that's what it is, you
Yeah.
know? And it's kind of like your Reiki walk. It's going to ebb and flow and evolve and do its own thing, you know? So that's why I love it too. And then
Mhm.
in conjunction with Reiki, I think it's a really beautiful thing, because it gives you something kind of really tangible. Well, sometimes Reiki is not tangible all the time, but when
Yeah.
in conjunction with the crystal, it gives you something that's tangible to go with it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking at what else I can ask you.
Mhm.
I think you said that the favorite part of the whole box or package was the cards with the mantras on there. Is that what you said was a favorite? Because that's
Yeah,
what I was going to ask.
definitely.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Is there anything else that stands out that you're like, oh, I think this is neat?
I thought these were neat. I never worked with these before. The selenite, is that
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
Um, so adding those to my grid for
Hmm.
like to support the other crystals, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so those were interesting. I'm
Yeah.
also learning a ton too, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's so much to dive into. Really fun.
Yeah, I thought the selenite was important because sometimes, we jump into this whole crystal journey,
Yeah.
and selenite is something that we learn about like on the back end, which I
Hmm.
think sometimes well, a lot of times we need to know about it up front because it definitely prepares your crystal, amplifies, and
Hmm.
then you mentioned it in your crystal grid is definitely going to amplify it. Something else that you mentioned I wanted to go back to your crystal grid, you do whatever. I did it on purpose. I didn't show
Hmm.
you because I think that sometimes people get caught up in like, what did she say? Or what am I supposed to? And
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like we just need to let spirit lead us. Let your spirit tell you how to utilize the grid. And so in your spirit did sit down
Hmm.
and meditate with it. And that's what I do. But there are other times that I can be led to do other things with the crystal grid. So I guess in my mind, I wanted you to get comfortable with
Hmm.
that um, leeway that you're giving spirit to kind of guide you when you're making a
Hmm.
grid. Meditation, you can always do that. But sometimes I will make a grid and I'll be so taken with it, like I find it aesthetically pleasing. I'll
Hmm.
just come by and look at it every
Hmm.
once in a while, and I might put like a Reiki symbol on it or give it Reiki, and I'll leave it alone for another week or
Hmm.
so. So it just depends on what the intention is for the grid, what
Hmm.
your purpose was. And another thing people ask me is, how long are you supposed to leave it up? As long as you want to.
Hmm.
And when I'm taking it down, um, I deactivate it with a choke array, but I also
Hmm.
thank the crystals for allowing me to utilize them. And then I take
Yeah.
them off and I clear them with selenite so I can use them again. So yeah,
Hmm.
I
Would
love the
you say
crystal grid. Mhm.
it's kind of similar to like sometimes people say a prayer and light a candle or set an intention? Is the grid kind of like a living prayer? You know, like as
Yes.
long as you have it open and yeah,
Hmm.
that's really
I
cool.
love that. That is
Hmm.
beautiful. A way of explaining that.
Yeah.
A living prayer. Yeah. And to that's why I love to kind of like add elements of nature to it,
Hmm.
So a flower,
Yeah.
and now when you said that a living prayer, I'm thinking, okay, next grid is going to have a plant in it. A plant in it.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, yeah, because I feel like even that sets another layer of intention that it's
Yeah.
breathing and it's moving and it's working, whether
Yeah.
you're looking at it or not,
Mhm.
you just have to activate it. So
Right.
that's beautiful. Yeah, I love that. I'm gonna write that down. A plant grid. I love that.
It's not a question, but something that did resonate to me, and I thought it was
Hmm.
quite funny when you were saying they're not just cold rocks, they're like
Yeah,
you're people now,
yeah,
So I don't,
yeah,
and I think it's so cool that you still have your crystals that you started out with. I have no clue where mine are, from 10 years ago, but
yeah.
it's because they were just like little rocks that I didn't know what I
Hmm.
was doing. And I
Yeah.
didn't really put any intention to them. I just kind of let the little card that they come with,
Hmm.
like that was it, so
Yeah.
now my relationship to crystals is completely different just in like the last couple weeks that I've had this. So yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
opening my mind to
No.
like the possibilities of how to work with these. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you. It's been a beautiful process. And I'm learning too. So that's why I love it all because I'm also a student.
Hmm.
But I just want to give just a little overview of like the process that is the Reiki Rocks box.
Hmm.
So we talked about it because it's such an in-depth type of thing. I'm gonna do three requests. I'm taking three requests for the Reggae Rocks box. After the third one, I'm gonna shut it off for a time and I'll be back next season. But because of the level of energy that goes into it, I want to make sure that I'm able to do that and dedicate that for every box that I design. So this is just kind of like a prototype. What Kate got is different because she's a carry girl. She likes to carry, and I like to carry mine too. But some people like to have a box that they have situated in a particular place. But I will also give you a bag so you can carry it as well. We'll start off with just a conversation where we'll talk about what things are going on in your present life and seeing, so I can see what type of crystals would support you. And then I'll start to create your box. And it is personalized. So I'm not able to go into a whole bunch of detail because I don't know what your box will call for. But it is very, very personalized to you and the things that you call for and your spirit is asking for, as you could tell by the things that Kay and I have discussed today. But again, so if you're interested, and me designing a Reiki Rocks box, I will ask that you send me an email with Reiki Rocks box in the subject. Or did I say I was going to do a launch page? I think I said a launch page. The link, there'll be a link for you to use to show if you want to request a Reiki Rocks box. And again, I'm only going to take three. So the first three, and then we'll be in touch in the process of putting that together for you. Um, is there anything else that anything? I do have one other question for you, Kate, today.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. It's not Reiki Rocks box related, but I know that I've heard that you're kind of like a word on the street is that you're a manifesting guru. That's what they say. That's what they say. I believe them. But I was wondering if you had any tips that you could share with us on how to bring about a desire or a wish, whether
Hmm.
that be small or big or whatever,
Hmm.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people always tell me that, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, what do I do? And I had to sit and think of it, like,
Yeah.
what do I do and how do I do it? But I think for me, the biggest thing is like not being attached to such a specific outcome, but
Hmm.
be more get specific with how I want to feel rather than what it actually looks like. So I think I do that well, like really tap into the feeling of what I want, like how
Hmm.
I want to feel.
Yeah.
Um, and then just let it come in the most like creative, crazy way. And that's
Yeah.
the exciting part for me, not even like the thing that manifests, but just how it comes about.
Hmm.
And that's always really fun.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. So I have a question. Look,
Yeah, sure.
so So it sounds like it's a frequency that you kind of attune to. And
Hmm.
do you find it's that same frequency and that like with practice you can just jump into it, like it gets easier like as you do it to kind of tap into that frequency?
Yeah, so I like
Hmm.
to move my body, and that
Hmm.
kind of helps me tap into that frequency. I mean, meditation works too, but I like to um, I call them my BBL walks. I know it's GBL, the great bright light, but I like to call it the big bright light. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
funner for me. So I like to be that light, and walk around in the world being that light and giving that to people.
Hmm.
Just smiling at everybody
Yeah.
who passes and just being that light as much as I can. And in doing that for like maybe 40 minutes, I'm set in that frequency
Mm.
and I'm like thinking about the feelings, of how I want to feel.
Yeah.
And then after that, I just let it go completely. And that's a big thing too, not holding on to it. Some people get
Hmm.
caught up in like, okay, is it coming now? Is it coming now?
Yeah.
What's it going
Yeah.
to look like? Um, and I also take inspired action. So after that, usually something will come up related to that. And if it
Hmm.
feels heavy, if anything ever feels heavy, I pivot, right? So I don't want to take
Hmm.
action when things are feeling heavy or if I'm feeling like desperate or
Yeah.
frustrated, I'll kind of pivot or step away. But I will take action if it feels light and fun and
Yeah.
inspired. Yeah, and that's really when things kind of snowball,
Yeah.
taking those
That's
inspired actions.
awesome. Yeah. I love that. I can get into that creative flow, like just letting it, but the challenge for me is letting it go after that. Like, cause I'm like,
Mm.
oh, did you forget? Oh, remember that thing I asked you about? Oh. So
Yeah.
letting it go and walking away, and just trusting. I think, yeah, I need some more practice in that. And it makes sense because, you're not adding any type of, vibrational residue. When you let it
Hmm.
go and walk away, you kind of let it do what it's supposed to do,
Yeah.
without creating any obstacles, energetic obstacles, or anything like that. So it makes sense, but I guess to someone's brain who will, we believe that we're making things happen.
Hmm.
You think you have to make that happen too. So yeah, calming yourself down,
Yeah.
sitting down.
Also staying open, right? So
Yeah.
not getting attached to how it's going to come or who it's going to come
Hmm.
from. So your daily interactions and who you interact with, you never know like who you're talking to or
True.
the opportunities that are in front of you. So I just like to stay open and
Yeah.
present. And that kind of
Yeah.
helps me see things more clearly because there's opportunities all around every day. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And
hmm.
I think that one of your episodes you were talking about manifestation in a red car, I think.
Hmm.
Can you share that? The red car? I don't know, it's
Yeah.
a theory or whatever, but yeah.
So, it's kind of like if you if you go out and buy a red car and you're on the road, you start noticing more of them. Like, oh, there's red cars
Hmm.
everywhere. I thought I was
Yeah.
unique. You know, and before you got that red car, of course there were red cars all around you, passing you by all the time, but you probably just weren't thinking about it because it wasn't really in the forefront of your consciousness. And that's the same thing with opportunity. So it's they're around you all the time, every day, passing you by until you're open and it's in your forefront. Can you really see them
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
and see the abundance of them? So,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think when I think about that, I kind of think about all the things that I could potentially be missing by
hmm.
not being in that present moment thinking,
Right.
like you said. So
Hmm.
I always think about that in terms of being open and also as an incentive to letting things go. Because if I'm all tied up and mentally how it's going to happen and who's going to bring it forth, I'm going
Hmm.
to miss things. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love that. I love
Yeah.
that.
And being open is not being like tight in your body, right? So when you're frustrated, when you're kind of like really obsessed with the how,
Hmm.
that's not open. So
Yeah.
really, it's not easy, but
Yeah, it's not.
um, it comes faster definitely when you're
Yeah.
open.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think working out helps me kind of put stuff down.
Yeah.
Because if you work out to a certain extent, you even if you want to worry about something, you can't. You're too
Right.
tired. You can't do it.
Yeah.
And so I love that, but I also
Mhm.
love it for problem solving as well. Um, I don't know how it works. I don't know, but it works. Something but the chemistry, like you said, the movement of the body.
Mhm.
I find like after a run, I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do. Yes. And
Mhm.
I'm like, how come I wasn't here before?
Yeah.
Um, so again, tools that we use to help us get where we need to get. Water is another great tool for me, element.
Mhm.
Showers bring forth great ideas.
Mhm.
So, and I think that's what it's all about is utilizing the things that we have here, tools,
Yeah.
to help us get the places and get the things we want to get.
Yeah.
Um,
So now that I have all these crystals, like I I'm kind of like putting it off actually. Um
Why?
because it's like a little tasty treat that I'm like waiting to
I
like
love that.
dive into, and it's just so fun to
Yeah,
even know that I have the ability to do that. So um yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun
yeah.
summer.
I'm glad. I'm so
Mhm.
happy that you're seeing the adventure in it because I'm
Yeah.
like, I could stay in a cave for days with crystals. Um, I did want to ask, if you had to sum up, if you had to sum up the process for others, in terms of benefits, what
Mhm.
would you say?
Yeah. So
Beyond all the things you've already
yeah, so it's an opportunity to be in front of someone like yourself who is both
said.
intuitive and well studied in this area and be seen, right? So be seen with your and be vulnerable too, like in that consultation, like really share your blocks, really share what you're struggling with so that you can get the ultimate support that you need and just be open to the process. There's a lot of intuition I know on your part too, and picking the crystals and um, just having this overwhelming support at your disposal is beautiful. So why not?
Yes. I love that. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Yes. Come on the exciting crystal journey with us. It's definitely an adventure.
Yeah.
Definitely. And they talk to you and they show you things, you know? So
Hmm.
yeah, let's go on this adventure. Again, three. Until next season, and that number may change. But for right now, three. Again, I just want to be able to dedicate the energy and the resources necessary to make it as a valuable experience as possible for you. So yeah, this has been such an exciting process with you, Kayla. I'm so grateful that you brought the idea. Thank you so much. And I told her, I said, whenever you have an idea, definitely call me, text me, email me, whatever you want to do. Just let me know. I'm here for it all day. But I
Hmm.
want to extend my utmost gratitude for you being open to share the idea and then to work with me to bring it into fruition. Thank you so much. Oh my
Yeah.
God, thank you.
And right back at you. Thank you for all of
Aw,
the, yeah, it was great to be a
yes,
part of.
yes. Okay, so you've heard it. Get your Reiki Rocks box here. We'll put information in the description about how you can get more information on that. Again, I want to thank Kayla. Um, for being on today and sharing with us her experience. I want to hear more about your continued experiences and
Mhm.
continued Reiki grids. I was like, wow, you made a grid already. I love it. But I want to definitely encourage you guys to take a look at her podcast, Manifestation and Everything Else, with Rosalind, Sweet
Mhm.
Surrender. Seek and Surrender, Sweet Surrender. Seek and Surrender.
Yeah, thank you.
So definitely check that out. Thanks again, Kayla. Thank you guys for tuning in to Reiki Rocks and Reflections. I am your host, Lani Woo, where we talk everything crystals and Reiki. We will see you next time. We'll have more topics, more crystals, more Reiki. See you next time.